Hi. 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 I'm C. Today's topic straight away. I used to be petrified to get on camera, on video camera, and just talk. Actually, even it was so bad is I just didn't want to be I didn't want to be on camera. I didn't want to be seen at all. Okay. Um, so also enjoy the sounds of Saigon again, as it were, because that's where I am. Um, so I'm going to use a little outline here because um, this is worth digging into. And I'm covering this topic today because I had Britt. Hey, Britt. She said in a group in the chat, she's like, I hate talking to the camera. I hate talking to the camera. Um, can't can't do it. Don't want it, kind of thing. And so I was like, you know what? Let me talk about that because I was that person years ago. I was like, "Ooh, you want me to be on me be on camera? Ooh." Mm-mm. So the beginning, that was the problem. I I'll give you a little backstory as to why, first of all, it was a problem. So a long time ago, like 2016, I think it was 2017. I thought to myself, I was like, "Ooh, I'm gonna do voice acting." Because I had always been told, "Oh, you have such a nice, soothing voice. I just, I just really I want to believe what you're saying." And I was like, "Oh, well, let me do something with that." And so I decided to pursue that. I took classes, wonderful. I did a demo. Uh, I changed the camera just a bit so you can see my plant. She's so cute. But anyway, so yeah, I did the demo. My voice demo was great. It's fantastic here. Um, and then yeah, at the time had a family, had a family, kids, husband, that whole thing. And we moved. And at that time I was like, okay, getting serious about it. Okay, where can I market myself or how do I market myself as a voice actor? And turns out, we moved to a very small market. And since I was looking for an agent, they're like, oh, and it's a small market. Oh, we want you to be on camera. I was like, oh, 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 oh. Um, I I was like, oh no. Like literally remember sitting there in the first agent's office, like having that stress sweat that like and it wasn't even a hot flash. This is before I started having hot flashes, but it was really similar to a hot flash. Started from the bottom, from my stomach, and just radiated outward and upward. I was like, oh no, on camera, petrification, petrified, do not wanna. I don't. I didn't. Okay. And so uh that was a truly a moment of I just don't wanna, I can't, da, da, da. But I really also wanted to, you know, wanted to get myself out there for what I thought was going to be voice gigs. So that was the first agent. She was like, "We want to be on camera," and I was like, "Oh no, thank you." And I ran out of that the first meeting I had with that first agent. I was like, "Oh no." And also at the time, she wanted me to change my hair, and I was like, "No, no." I was just making up excuses for just not wanting to do this work on camera. And so I think it was a couple of days, and I say a couple of days. Looking back, it's probably more like 2 weeks. I had to really sit with it, and I on another, uh, went to another meeting with another manager, and I, said what I said. I played my demo, and she said the same thing. This is a small market. We need you to be available for on camera gigs. And by that time, I was like, and I was like, you know what? I just was going to be honest. I was like, hey, that's not a skill I currently have. I'm willing to try it. It's a small market, fine. I'll do what I need to do to be able to do voice acting as I want to. And so she suggested a place where to go get acting classes, acting classes, how to be on camera, how to be on video camera. Okay. And let me tell you something. Um, and this is after getting over that part of just seeing yourself or hearing yourself. For me, because I was voice acting first, it was getting over that hearing myself and just like cringing at my own voice. Like, oh, it's like, oh, that's what I sound like. Because you sound different in your head than you do in a recording. When you have a good recording setup, that is. Even when you have a good recording setup, you're going to sound different than you sound to yourself. That's also a little thing that I want you to take with you because you will also notice that. It's also part of noticing your visage and your sound on camera. Oh my gosh, this is bothering me so much. Okay, there we are. And you can always make adjustments on camera. I mean, hey, but I'm going to talk about the ability to do that a little bit later on. Okay, so check it out. Um, so really have to say that the internal problem was not for me just like the shyness aspect of it. It really was obviously like a mental component to it. It's like how for me, that's like it was a perfectionism issue. It's like, oh my gosh, I want to automatically have the confidence to show up and be me on camera without having gone through the process of doing it. It's not something that came automatic to me. Like I said, I would run. I'm like, people will whip out the camera phone or whip out a phone and start doing video. And I'm like, oop, you can miss me with that. Um, so had there was that bit. There was the perfectionism and just not wanting to be seen, and also not wanting to be seen in my what I would feel is my optimal state. And now they want to do construction. The sounds of Saigon. All right. Anyway, so what? This is something that I've seen someone else do that I'm like, go ahead and fix this situation. So just slide my little bum right back on it, right back on into the frame. As you heard, I closed the window, which I hope that you hear that a lot less. My apologies to your ears on the banging and clanging around. So where was I? I was saying about wanting to always, and this is perfectionism, that always wanted to be seen in what I thought was my perfect instance, my perfect visions, right? Oh, hair just right. Oh, eyebrows just right. Oh, everything just right. You know, you're doing the clothing just right. The whole thing, right? We can always, as I'm as you see me doing in the frame right now, I can always, change the framing a little bit, tilt the camera because right now I'm on a laptop, right? And here is my frame, top frame, bottom part of the frame, side part of the frames. I may or may not get into, um, talking about how to be on camera because this part is really to help Brit in particular to be like, hey, how you really so distracting for somebody playing PhD. Anyway, because this is live and I'm doing this live, and I told Britt that I would go live and talk kind of talk about um, like how to really get comfortable or how I gained camera confidence because that was a story. It was not some quick thing, but for Britt, I'm telling her, I'm like, she can just pick out the little. Oh, I didn't even ask her pronouns. I'm gonna call they for now. So they, because I didn't know, I don't know. Uh, and there will be times when you're on camera and it will seem as though the universe is like, "Ooh, how about some challenging for the day?" Like this moment right here. That happens when you're talking to a camera or you're going live or whatever it is. Okay. So, yeah. Other ways that it was just challenging for me to be on camera besides just getting the like having that, oh gosh, that physical reaction to knowing that I'm getting ready to, hit the button, getting ready to slide the webcam thing on, or I have to show up in class and in acting class today. And oh my gosh, and be ready. Like, but also acting, you have to be ready with your lines your homework from class. So I'm kind of going to take away from, not going to talk about being ready and being ready with lines, camera, and being able to deliver lines as well as being seen on camera. But you're also, that's the thing, maybe this may work for some people that maybe not be yourself. Maybe pretend you're somebody else on camera. Maybe pretend, you're your own, you pretend like you're there, give your best version of yourself a name. Like what's her like Beyonce does, calls herself what? Sasha Fierce, right? Um, there's a little thing you can do, like have some fun with it. It's like to kind of to get yourself beyond fear of oh, camera, no. you know, we'll go beyond that. So this is the middle part. This gets into the middle part of things, talking about, how did I gain a solution towards having camera confidence? So the first thing I did, honestly, I really did ease myself into camera confidence because I was like, okay, well, let me take a combined class. I'm all for classes. I am a nerd. I was like, give it to me in classroom form. Give me a syllabus. Um, give me homework. Make it mandatory, right? Give me something I paid for. Because something I paid for, something I'm gonna do. So that also would be a solution for you. Grab a class. Also have other solutions to keep listening, keep listening. 2 times speed me if you need to, because that's what I do as an ADHD. Basically everything, all the time. Anyway, so yeah, got a class. My first class was actually not on camera. It wasn't. It was a making documentary and 2 classes, making documentaries and also uh, filmmaking. So kind of two different things. Um, and so we had to also learn behind the scenes things, boom, how to record, a little bit of lighting, all the things like that. And then we had to switch with our classmate, with my classmates. Blah, 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 blah. My tongue can actually work. We can do English. I can do English. Okay, carrying on. So then I got to be in front of the camera. Now it was so this is why it was the ease for me. It wasn't the entire class that I had to be what on camera, so it made me feel more. It didn't give me that bit of like what can we call this feeling? Call it panic. Panic. Like manic panicking with cameras on it. Freeze up the whole night. Um, So yeah, that was part of my messy middle. Another part of the messy middle of this becoming camera confident. I mean, that was one thing. Oh, and even before, so this is having to do with just firstly being just the ability to show up on camera and say something. The things that I was saying was specifically for, like I said, acting. I would have lines. So it was for me, for my student brain, it's like, oh, I have an assignment. I can do this thing. Okay, here are my lines. Here's how I'm going to deliver them. Here is how I imagine this character delivering these lines. Okay, so that was that. Um, and that was okay, but also very challenging. So we come to the point where, that's okay. I was like, you know what? Let me, because at the time I knew that perfectionism was a thing that I was going to have to overcome if I was going to be able to make characters and portray a person in front of the camera. Um, is there anything that I didn't try that did? Not really. A little bit of everything did work. So another thing that I did try was that when it came to time to record auditions, because yes, as an actor, you have to, record some auditions and send them out. So, and sometimes, when there's a monologue or there's lines, it's hard to see this little, dot that's just right here as a person. And so one of the things that someone said to me was make googly eyes on a post-it and post it right next to the camera. So it seems like you're like really into it, eyes, talking to a person. So you look into these eyes. And I will tell you, um, as an autistic person who, just the whole eye contact thing is intensely uncomfortable. And if you actually want me to pay attention and actually do a thing, I'm going to have to not be looking at you. I'll look at you every once in a while, like kind of like I do in these videos, but I'm not going to be one of those people who's like, oh, and this is what I'm doing now with all this intense eye contact. It's like, get out of my face with that. That just feels, it's like, what? What does, I'm like, do people actually do that in real conversation? If they do, I never noticed because I'm not going to do that. And I'm going to tell, and now, sidebar, now I get to tell people, I'm comfortable telling people why I don't do that. I am stare you down. I'm tired of masking. You burning up my energy. I'm not going to mask and burn up my energy. So if that's your problem, if that is a problem, even if it's not, autism related, the looking at the camera, the googly eyes was cute. And because it was cute, it actually worked for me in the instance of doing auditions. Now, this is what I'm going to say. Um, this is the thing that I told Britt that I'm also going to tell y'all that now you're going to be privy to is that better than that, even better than that, is yeah, I want you if looking at the camera, if you're not autistic, looking at the camera is a challenge. I want you to print out a picture of a close friend, one that you're like, "Girl, let me tell you something, blah 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 blah, blah." That whole thing, right? That can be a way to kind of conquer, if it's even a thing that you want to address, the looking directly into the camera, like, but like I said, it's going to be, it's part of who you are, this to not be staring people down in the camera or whatever, then that's just part of what it is for you. So there's that. Ta-da! So what else can I really tell? So another way that I became camera confident. Um, I should say the process of becoming camera confident. I'll tell you another thing that tripped me up. It has really tripped me up. Was making the transition from acting on camera to just being myself on camera. And I will say that that is what stopped me from really participating fully in making my own YouTube channel. Yeah, because once I don't have lines, what the entire F am I going to say? What entirely is my purpose? What do I want to share with the world? Because somebody is going to stumble across my words. And for me, I want to be saying a little something, something, a little something important, give them some tidbits or something. Or else why the F am I even here? I'm not here just because, people seem to like my face. And it's a face, it changes. What can I say beyond that? And so it took me 2 years between the time that I thought, hey, I should start a YouTube channel. Actually, more years than that, probably. My old friend Michelle probably would be able to tell me better because I tried once because I took her being comfortable on camera for YouTube class that she did. And it got me a little bit closer to, I was like, okay, yes, I can now say something on YouTube as a thing. But did I actually? I posted my homework, and at the time, the thing was to just post a video and make it private. So we would send her a private link to the video. Okay. And so I was able to do that. But even still, after the class, I'm like, okay, well, I'm comfortable. My thing is, as I said, I was like, what's my point of being here? This is the whole wide world that's going to watch me. I want to be able to give something of value. I mean, beyond just, people seeming to like my face and my voice. I'm like, that's stuff that can change, you know. But so what else? But also, yes, I do like makeup and aesthetic and all that kind of thing because it makes me happy. But anyway, moving on. Beyond that, so oh gosh, when did I become comfortable with being on camera as my real self? As just the random, chaotic, funny, etc., 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 etc. Not love. That was against the hypothetical. Huge. Anyway, words. Anyway, that so yeah, I was like, just show up as the regular person I am. Just so it really took bringing in all pieces of everything, the pieces that I learned from acting, the the how to project your voice, how to stay in frame, how to keep my hands in the frame, using my hands to emphasize, right? Those little things that I learned from acting classes. Okay, beautiful, perfect. Um, there are also some things that I learned from improv classes. I think, and this is, Brit and company, not something, improv classes are not going to teach you how to be comfortable on camera specifically, but they will teach you how to feel comfortable just on a whim doing a thing. When something happens, to be able to roll something extra to add to it, to the very general, how do you yes and something, right? So when the construction was happening, I was like, oh, this is the sounds of Saigon, y'all. Please enjoy. It gets too much. Oh, wait a minute, we can solve this situation. Kind of, and yes, and we just work with the flow, whatever is happening at the moment. So that I will say that improv also helps in showing up on camera as yourself. That's something I've never said out loud. So that's something that I really, if you seriously having a problem, or just not even having a problem, but just having a feeling about showing up on camera, that if you can, find yourself an improv class. If there is not an improv class. There's an improv class somewhere. Trust me, wherever there are actors, there's an improv class. Believe you me, because like I said, sometimes on camera they just want you to keep on going in a in as a character as you are, and the lines are not there, and like you got to vibe like real quick with your partner. Improv that'll help you show up. Uh, so what else do I have on here? Um, so that kind of rolls into, the what's the payoff of doing all these things is being able to do this. Like now, I don't need googly eyes to, the camera's up here to look in the camera, blah, 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 to look at you. It's less uncomfortable for me because practice over, practice doing the thing, practice looking at the camera, practice keeping my hands in frame. So I, what else can I say about, just the payoff aspect of it? Being having camera confidence, just being able to talk to the camera. I think the biggest thing for me, honestly, was that just imagine, just imagine, like, first of all, that, hey, oh my gosh, my friends are out there. Hey, hey, friends, hey, friends, my friends are out here. My friends are out here somewhere. And I want to talk to my friends. And I'm talking to my friends. I'm talking to new friends. I'm like, hey, new friends. Hey, new friend. This is what I'm like. If you like it, you like it. Come and hang out. Come and hang out, right? And then when you're um about the camera confidence thing, it's like it feels easier to just imagine talking to friends. Um or I don't know, maybe making new friends is not your thing. So like I said, imagine your close friend, even your bestie. I think nowadays on YouTube, here's the thing that I've noticed over the years of, watching different YouTube channels over the many, many years from whence it started, is that one thing that hasn't changed, or I should say, actually, the one thing has changed is the what they allow you to say on YouTube. Because I remember in the beginning, it was very, you had to be very careful about your words and everything like that. So I notice now that you can say a lot more to, you can just say a lot more things. And I think in doing that, it will help some people because what I'm going to say now, which is the be all big thing. Imagine you're talking to your bestie. I said what I said. Now you know that you talk to your bestie way different and much more comfortably and much more honestly than you would if you're sitting up here imagining um, like just a regular friend or like a new person, especially like a new person. You're talking to your bestie, it's just like, girl, let me tell you, this is what we're gonna do. That whole kind of thing, right? Because now, now I feel like it's a lot easier for me to talk like I'm talking to my bestie, and sometimes I'll dip in and out of it, right? But you can tell when I'm dipping in and out of. Let me talk to you like, girl, or I can't say what I would ordinarily say. Talking to my bestie, even still because I want to stay under the YouTube guidelines. But yeah, we'll just stick with yeah, which and I mean universal girl. Like, yeah, because you know how people say dude, or basically, I sometimes just stick with the gender neutral y'all, y'all, and like pretty to say put your mouth all over. But that's a that's a thing. Y'all is good. Mm. Oh, and it's the thing that I saw, Glow do a channel. If you don't know, watch her videos. Prime, very very good. Um, when you feel like you need to gather yourself, kind of like an interview, if you've ever had an interview, and you gather yourself, just take a drink of water. Also helps you stay hydrated. And also, ooh, another reason for continuing to drink water while you speak is so you don't have vocal fry. That's what I learned in from voice acting, actually. But another thing I did notice is that we can also deconstruct why vocal fry is, is it was, or I don't know how it is now, but before it was a thing not to do in your videos or not to have in your voice demos or whatever have you. Um, and in that, this is a sidebar, but also it might affect like how you think about how you sound. And so vocal fry is kind of this thing where you talk like this, and you have a little in your throat, uh, kind of a smokier thing like this. Um, Mm. But when you're speaking, if you notice that my voice sounds a lot more smooth now, that is not vocal fry. That's a practice thing. I used to have vocal fry. I also used to pop my plosives, like anything that begins with P. And so that's something that I had to get out of the habit of doing because I was an actor doing voice acting. And I've noticed here on YouTube, I can say that you person who just wants to be on camera and be confident, you do not have to worry about that. Don't worry about it. But also you may notice why do I sound different why do I sound different in my head than I do, when I'm watching a recording of myself or listening to myself. There's that. You may be unknowingly aware, and now you're aware that vocal fry may be something that you didn't know you had, but upon listening it back, you're like, that's weird. Should I be worried? No, actually, don't be worried. Vocal fry is a lot more acceptable these days. It's an acceptable thing to just have while you're talking, and whatever would have you. But if you don't like the sound of that, staying hydrated keeps your vocal cords moist and keeps you from having vocal fry. There you go. And you get a lesson towards the end of things. So there you go. I want to take that with you. What else? Let's see. What else can I give you these end little parts? So yeah, the key takeaways are to for your camera confidence is practice. Practice just seeing yourself and then practice listening. You're going to see and hear yourself, right? You may also want to do these separately, like just listen to how your voice sounds. Um, like not just like this, right? And then when you're over if you're having a body reaction, if you're over that, look at yourself. How do you look? How do you feel like you look? Do you want to look different in your practices? Um, you'll refine like the things that you want in your video, the ways that you want to present yourself. So practice for that reason. For YouTube specifically, yeah, how one takeaway is to definitely, and this is an invitation. Because I'm so tired of hearing people say, a challenge this, a challenge this. Life is challenging enough. Shit. All right, look, can we just issue an invitation, something nice? Okay, so my invitation is just in here. How about this? Under this video, put your practice video, like put it in the universe. People see you at your start. Okay, I know, I know. Listen, I know, I know. It's gonna be hard, especially if you tend towards perfectionism. But, and I've heard and I've noticed people want to see like how you started. Like, and if you started good, how did you start good, girl? What? Tell us. How you just gonna show up like all ready to do the damn thing? So yeah, it's another actionable takeaway. Just make a little video, put it out on the internet. You can even say, "This is my start. This is my first X. This is the thing that I'm trying to overcome right now." My videos are gonna be about how I'm becoming camera confident in real time. That's for you, Brett. How I'm becoming camera confident in real time. All right, now drop the links on this video. I want to see everybody's videos. Be like, "Ooh," like yes, she started. They started. Do it, girl. Do it, girl. All right, let's see. So yes, also for me and this YouTube channel and my little video channel. Yeah, comment, follow, subscribe. But more than that, I made a playlist that you can play overnight on to help people with my watch hours. That's right. I'm asking for help, asking for what I need, y'all. Can you please just put it on overnight? Help me with watch hours. I appreciate and love y'all so much. So yeah, usually I talk about a bunch of stuff. Talk about mood bar stuff. I talk about apparently camera confidence. I talk about whatever y'all wanna talk about. Hello, Saigon. How you doing out there? Beep, beep, beep. Uh, so I think that's good. Yeah, like, comment, subscribe, do all the things, and that's it for this live. And yeah, all right. So aloha.